You useless good-for-nothing little parasite. Just how long are you going to be mooching of my family, huh? Don't you have any sense of shame at all of what you're doing, you stupid woman?
Molly, I do not know where any of this is coming from, but can you please not send me messages like this? I mean, I already have to deal with this enough from you at home. I don't need this kind of nonsense following me to work, where I am right now.
Oh, please, don't you talk to me about your work. You think you're so great just because you have a job? You don't even make that much. And on top of that, you always use it as an excuse to get out helping me keeping the house clean. You're just utterly useless.
Oh, it's actually not an excuse. I have a full-time job and sometimes I have to help you keep the house clean and other times I do not. Would you rather I quit my job so that I can be around the house all the time to help you?
What is that supposed to be? Some kind of threat or something? I already told you that you can't try and lord your name a little job over me when you make such little money. When I was your age, I was working and keeping the house clean all by myself, and I never complained once about it. I just wish that you and Mike would finally get a divorce and save me from having to deal with such a terrible daughter-in-law yourself. I really have no idea what he sees in you or what he was thinking marrying you. Not only are you completely useless around the house, but you're also just fat and ugly, and I can't believe anyone would ever love you.
Well, I guess I'm sorry for being so far then, Molly, but I really don't think that you need to be saying any of this to me to get your point across. And just because you don't think that I'm doing enough doesn't mean that I'm doing plenty of things that you're just plain unaware of. So I really would appreciate it if you could just keep your rude comments to yourself and please stop treating me like this. I'm not asking you to praise me or say what a good job that you think I'm doing or anything like this. All that I am asking of you is that you keep all these mean comments and rude things to yourself and just let us get on with our lives.
Well, unfortunately for you, I have no intention of stopping any of what I'm saying. And why should I, when all I'm doing is telling the truth?
I really don't see why you have to insist on saying all this stuff, though. I mean, I am trying to be polite here and asking you to cut it out.
And just what makes you think that you're in a position to be telling me anything at all? Do you even know how much I dislike you? I have been at the limits of my patience ever since you and Mike got married, and I have pushed away beyond them for some time now. I will not be censored just by I'm hurting your feelings.
Molly! I really don't understand why you always have to try and take things so far. I am not trying to censor you or say what you are or are not allowed to say to me. I am just asking, for the good of the peace of the house, that you please stop doing this. I mean, I'm still not sure what I've done to you at all to deserve this.
You think that you can play all sweet and innocent just because my son and husband like you? But they don't know you like I do. They haven't seen the darkness inside. I know that you think you're better than all of us, and you're just laughing at my whole family behind our backs, aren't you?
I'm really doing nothing like that at all, and I'm really glad that your husband and I get along so well. If you're upset at me for trying to get along with my husband and father-in-law, then I really just don't know what to say to this. But I can tell you that I really do not appreciate the way that you're talking to me right now at all. If anyone is acting completely irrationally and being rude or putting people down, that it's you. Everyone else in this house gets along just fine.
And just what are you trying to say with that, huh? You think that I'm jealous of you or something like that? There's no way that I would be jealous of a fat, ugly, useless girl such as yourself. I'm not jealous of you or anything like that. I just really can't stand you one bit. Your smug face, your brown nose and attitude. How dare you try and cozy up to my family and leech off of our money when you're not even related to us? I can't stand a woman like you.
I know that we're not related by blood, but I am married to your son, and you are my mother-in-law. I don't really get why you are so upset with me living with you all when I work and contribute to everything. But instead, you just insist on insulting me and putting me down all of the time. It really doesn't make me feel good. Do you know that? But if you really think there's some problem with me or that I have some nefarious intentions with your family, then why come to me about it? Why not go and talk to your son or your husband and convince them instead? I think I know the reason, and I think it's because you know that you're the only one who feels like this.
You young women are all the same. You think you know so much better than the woman who came before you, just because you're young and pretty. Well, let me tell you something, young lady. One day you won't be so young. You're already not very pretty anyways. So you better just learn your place.
Okay, well, you keep saying that you're not jealous, but between how many times you're repeating how not jealous you are and that bit about youth, it's looking like jealousy to me. And I'm sorry, but I'm at work and I really don't have time to deal with someone's pretty little jealousy, so I think I'm going to go.
You really are just a horrible, disgusting, awful, useless little brat. Do you know that? I'm never ever going to let you get away with what you're doing to my family. Do you hear me?
That's fine, because I really don't think that I'm doing anything besides trying to be friends and a good member of the family.
I will make sure that you are run out of this house and that you never ever come back again. You're going to pay for what you've done. And I won't let you get away with this.
Molly, please calm down. You are just being ridiculous. I don't see what there is that is even worth getting so upset over. I really don't think that I'm doing anything to your family at all, and if you think I am, then you should go and talk to them about it. But quite frankly, I have no idea what you are talking about in the slightest. And all you are doing is being mean and saying scary things to me. So if this is all the conversation is going to be, then I think I'll just get back to doing my work.
You don't have to worry about coming home at all today, or ever again for that matter.
Hello, Molly. What on earth could you possibly be talking about today? I am sure that I'm going to regret even asking that.
As of this day, you and Mike are nothing to each other. I did what any good mother would do and stepped in to sign your divorce papers. Now they're already mailed off to be processed, and nothing you can do is going to stop this.
Hold on a second. You submitted divorce papers for Mike and I? By yourself? Without asking either of us first?
That's right, and now that you two aren't married anymore, I'm well within my rights to chase you out of this house forever. Finally, I can get rid of this awful parasite that is leeching off my family for so long.
Wait a second. So you really actually did that? You really forged divorce papers and then submitted them to the court? And now you're telling me that your son and I are going to be officially divorced?
I'm glad you understand so that I don't have to break it down for you any further, but that's right. And now that you and my son are split up, there is no reason at all for a little blood-sucking vampire like you to hang around here anymore. So why don't you just go and leave us alone forever? I haven't been this happy since I can't remember when. I've been wanting to do this for so long.
So I take it that you did this not knowing that I was actually paying for everything in this house and for everyone inside it then, right? Although, I suppose if you did know that and you were so upset with me that you didn't care about that at all and just wanted me out of the house that badly, that I can almost kind of respect.
Wait, what? What do you mean you were supporting everyone in the house? Is that supposed to be some kind of joke or something? You think I'm really gonna fall for that? I knew from the very beginning that you never had anyone but your own interests. Don't you dare try and tell me that you were really doing everything for us. I know that you've always have been and always will be just a horrible, useless little leech, and that's why I broke you and Mike up.
Wow, so you really just have no idea what it is that you've just done to your family at all then? Do I understand that right? But okay, since you've already gone so far as to do this, I guess I'll just do as you say and go away. But don't say that I didn't try to warn you, Molly.
Oh, please. You do know that you're not fooling anyone with this little act of yours, don't you? I know that you were nothing but a burden to all of us, and that's why I got rid of you. I never liked you from the very beginning, and now I finally figured out a way to get rid of you once and for all.
Well, then thanks a lot for setting me free, I guess. I really do appreciate it.
You don't have to pretend so hard for me, Linda. I know that you're really destroyed inside. Don't act like you wanted this to happen. Now that it's already too late.
There is no pretending going on whatsoever, Molly. I really am happy that this happened and that you did it for me. You have no idea just how grateful I really am to be putting all of this behind me. I thought I was going to be stuck in this situation forever. Anyways, I'm going to the courthouse now.
What are you going to the courthouse for? Are you going to try and tell them that those divorce papers are fake? It won't matter. They'll have already been processed them by now. Your marriage is over and there isn't a single thing that you can do about it.
You think I'm going to the courthouse to try and cancel a divorce request? No way! This is finally my chance to get out of this horrible situation. There's no way that I would sabotage myself by doing something like that.
Your chance? What are you talking about? I was the one who kicked you out. You shouldn't be happy about this. You should be furious. You're left with nothing. No family, no home, no anything. Just where are you going to sleep tomorrow, huh?
Yeah, that's a good point. I guess I'll have to go and find a new place then, won't I? Well, anyways, good luck with everything on your end.
Me? Good luck? No, 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 no. You good luck. I don't need good luck. I have my family around me, but you have nothing. Don't you get that? What is wrong with you? Are you really that stupid that you don't get what I've done to you?
Oh, I get it just fine, thank you. And thanks again so much for doing this for me. I really can't stress that enough.
I just got a letter of eviction in the mail. The letter said that all three of us were supposed to move out of the house as soon as possible. Not only that, but the letter was addressed from you. Is this supposed to be some kind of prank or something?
Sorry, what are you talking about? I didn't really care to read through all of that. You got some mail or something?
Don't you pretend like you don't know what this is about. You're the one who sent the letter, and I want to know what the big idea is.
Right, yeah, I sent you the letter and now you have to vacate the house. Is there something that you're not understanding about that? I think if you read the letter, it is all laid out for you in plain English. I didn't think that it would be such a hard concept for you to grasp. It's my house, so I'm kicking all of you out and selling it. It really is that simple. Do you understand now?
This has to be some kind of sick joke, right? You can't be serious about that. You don't own this home. It's ours. You can't just say that you own it, send some letter, and expect us to do whatever you say.
Well, it might have started off as your home, but it certainly isn't your house anymore. You remember how I said I was going to the courthouse, right? Well, that's because I needed to fill out some forms and correct the name on the deed of the house.
Correct the name on the deed? What did you do? What are you talking about?
I mean that the house might have been under your family name since I got it after Mike and I were married. But after we got divorced, I went through and applied to change my name back to my maiden one. And that included changing my name on everything from the house to the car title. It's all mine now. Well, it always was, but now there's not a doubt.
Hold on a second. Is that why you've been taking so long in returning our car to us?
Well, again, like I just said, it was never your car. It was always mine. I put the money down on it and I've been the one making payments for it. All I did was revert everything back to my maiden name, so no. You and your family can't even try to lay any kind of claim to it whatsoever.
Wait, what? This doesn't make any sense at all. How can you just do that to someone's property?
Let's get one thing clear. You and your family never were paying for anything. Your names were not on any loans or deeds or titles. I was paying for everything for everyone this whole time with my own salary. So now that we're divorced, all of that reverts to me.
Wait a second. I just went to my office and looked through my copies of all the important documents that we have. And what you said is true. It really was your name on everything, but with our last name. Are you really telling me that this means we'll have to move out? You can't do that to us. It isn't fair at all.
I take it this means that you, Mike, and your husband still haven't been filled in on just what's about to happen. You might want to fill them in, because I've been ignoring every call and text the two of them have been sending me. You'd think they would have figured out that something was up after a week has gone by now.
I just told them that you told me that you were going on a last-minute vacation out of the country and that you weren't getting back to them because you weren't going to have any service. But I had no idea that you were going to do something like this to our own family. It's sick. How can you live with yourself? How can you just throw us out?
Well, I'm afraid that you're asking those questions to the wrong person. You really should have done your homework before you just sent off your forged divorce papers for Mike and I. But like you said, it's too late to do anything about it now. So I just did what I could. Changed my name on my documents, and now the house and car and everything is all mine. Like it always was, really. And I've already found a buyer for the house. So, you all need to move out as soon as possible, or else you will be forcibly evicted.
But this can't... It has to be a joke. You can't honestly be telling me that you were the one paying for everything for all of us this whole time. Was this your idea this whole time? Hold the house hostage so that if I ever kick you out, then you can get your revenge on us like this?
Of course not! That was never my intention with any of this at all. I wanted to pay because I could afford it and you all were my family. But did you really never once question who it was putting down payments on some of the largest things around here? I mean, do you know anything about who makes how much money in this family? Do you not know anything about how the house has been run at all?
I don't understand. This can't be happening to me right now. I refuse to believe a word that you're saying to me.
Believe it or not, I have been paying for everything for the past year that we've all been living together.
But then, what about my husband? What about Mike? What have they been doing this whole time?
Well, for your husband, I was actually also paying down his debt for him.
His debt? What is that supposed to mean? My husband doesn't have any debt. You have no idea what you're saying at all.
So you're telling me that neither your son nor your husband told you that they were unemployed then? You really ought to be showing me a bit more gratitude for all that I've been doing for you, you know.
Hold on a second. The two of them are unemployed? As in, neither of them are working at all? That can't be right.
Well, it is. Once again, I don't really know what to tell you except that you should really be focusing more on important details like this.
You're lying to me. I don't believe you. It can't be true at all. You're just trying to trick me.
I really am not trying to trick you at all. I've been very honest about what's been going on around here for the past year. But if you haven't been paying any attention whatsoever, I understand how this all might be a shock to you. But you can really only blame your own ignorance.
But then, everything, the home, loan, the car payments, the utilities, it's all been you?
That's what I've been trying to tell you. I assume that you probably thought it was your husband or son covering those things. But it was me, the whole time. Now that you've gone and split Mike and I up, though, I don't really see any need to keep doing that for you all.
But why didn't anyone ever say anything about this to me? What's the matter with everyone? I deserve to know this.
It's probably because they didn't want to deal with you since they knew how you would act if you knew the truth.
And just what is that supposed to mean, huh? What way did they think I would act if I found out that neither of them had a job?
Well, you'd probably just be on their backs all the time about job hunting and working and not having enough money. I can't really say that I blame them for keeping it a secret from you. I mean, you were just one of the nosiest, rudest people I've ever known, and I would probably do the same if I was them. But honestly, I am just glad that you are not going to be my problem anymore. It's so nice to be rid of you.
What is that supposed to mean? How are you to get rid of me? I'm still your mother-in-law. You can't do this.
Actually, you're not my mother-in-law. Mike and I are divorced, remember? So given all that, I really don't owe you a single thing.
But why didn't you fight to divorce me? Could it be that you wanted to leave Mike this whole time?
What do you think? I was living in a house full of unemployed and unmotivated people who never showed me any gratitude for all that I was doing for them. On top of that, he never once stood up for me against you while he eagerly asked me to pay for every little thing of his. Do you really think that's a marriage worth staying in?
But then, you're just going to leave us all like that?
Yeah, I mean, that sounds really wonderful, actually. I mean, I don't want anything to do with you or your family ever again.
I just don't even know what to say. How could this happen to us?
I can tell you how. You were a horrible bully who took it upon yourself to get your son and I divorced, and now I'm free of all of you. So I have to say that I really am grateful for all that you did for me. Consider us even now.
Linda, you can't be serious about this. Please, I'm so sorry. I'm sorry for bullying you. I'm sorry for the divorce. I'm sorry for everything. Can't we just make this up and be friends again? Think of how hard you're going to make things for us.
Yeah, that's a no. I don't want anything to do with any of you ever again. You do understand what that means, don't you?
But why not? Why can't we just go back to the way things were?
That's exactly the problem. The way things were was awful, and I don't want that for me ever again. I couldn't bring myself to ask for a divorce before now, but now that it's already done, I'll happily accept it. Anyways, good luck figuring out between the three of you who is going to have to get off their butts and find a job. After that, Molly continued to spam by phone, begging me to forgive her and take her and her family back. It was honestly starting to get just a little pathetic, and so I finally blocked her. They had until the end of the week to pack their bags, and when Sunday came, they were gone and the house was completely empty. I heard from neighbors that all that week, loud arguments could be heard from the house. Molly was forced by her family to go back to work since she was the one who ruined the setup that they had been enjoying so much. But even her salary wasn't enough for all of them. And before long, they were all working in some form or another.